I'm Courtney Julia. In today's video blog, I wanted to talk to you about speed work in training for a race if you are a runner. If you're looking to improve your time, whether it's a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, or a full marathon, any training program that you're going to do is going to involve speed work. So I wanted to take some time today because although many of you have probably done a lot of speed work in the past, you may not be doing it the right way. So whether you're doing 400 meter repeats, 800 meter repeats, mile repeats, or any other type of speed work your training program might be calling for, one thing that you want to be focused on doing as you do it is finishing with your last rep, whether that's a 400, 800, or mile, whatever your last distance is, you want that one to be the fastest. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, if I'm supposed to run all of these intervals, so if I'm supposed to do 6 times 400 meters, and I'm supposed to do them all to my fastest, how am I supposed to finish the last one the fastest? And that's kind of the purpose of doing speed work. It's kind of learning to work near your almost threshold. It's learning to kind of push that edge so that you're kind of always just hovering near the point of exhaustion, but always being able to push just a little bit harder. And this is going to help you on race day because we don't actually run our race pace too often during training. You might do some shortened runs at that race pace. But basically, to be able to complete the race distance at your race pace so that you hit your PR, you kind of need to learn to run through discomfort. So speed work not only trains your body to be able to run faster by actually doing the workout, it also trains you mentally so that you learn to push that threshold so that when race day comes, you're starting to feel comfortable with discomfort. So a couple tips I have to learning to run through discomfort is one, learning to breathe. It's the biggest thing that can help you. Oftentimes when we're starting to feel exhausted, it's because we're taking very deep inhales, but we're not actually exhaling the carbon dioxide out. So what you might not know is that our bodies tell us to breathe based upon both a low volume of oxygen, but also a high volume of carbon dioxide. And for the most point, we reach that high volume of carbon dioxide before we reach the low concentration of oxygen. So when we take short, shallow breaths when we're running, like we're taking in a ton of oxygen, but we already have the oxygen we need. What our bodies actually need to do is get rid of carbon dioxide. So learning to take longer, slower inhales as you run will help keep your body relaxed because your body is kind of in a state of panic when that goes up because we don't know how to deal with it. So the first tip is to learn to take longer, slower breaths. The second tip that I would like to offer you while you're doing your strength training or your speed work is learning to run relaxed and comfortable. Especially when we try to go faster. We often get rigid with our arms, and all that is extra energy we don't need. All that tightness is muscle tightness in our upper body, so we're wasting energy to maintain that position. You want to run nice and lax with a fluid movement with your arms, using your arms to propel your body forward with a forward tilt as you go. If you learn to run relaxed and comfortable when you're doing speed work, that's also going to transfer over to race day when you're kind of pushed beyond your limits. So that's kind of all I've got on speed work. I just know that in training people in the past, oftentimes they do it, and the number one mistake that they make is they do the first set, maybe they're doing mile repeats, and they run the first one at 8 minutes. And then the next one they clock in at 8:30, then the next one maybe 9 minutes, and then the last one they're just gassed. They clock in at 9:30. You're still giving yourself a really good workout, but in terms of converting that speed to race day, you should work to keep your intervals more consistent and make the last one be the fastest. Also, while you're doing your speed work, make sure that you focus on your breathing and your form. Working on that while you do your speed work is a perfect time to practice for race day because remember, if you want to have a good race, you need to be relaxed and calm and confident. Anyways, if you are training and you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what speed work is, maybe you're not following the right program. If you need a program, I've got half and full marathon training programs on sale at my website, masteringhealthandfitness.com. There's a link for them there. There's also a link on my Elite Performance Training website, eliteperformancetraining.net. $15 for a half plan or a full plan, whichever you would like. You can even get both if you'd like. Anyways, happy running. Focus on that speed work.